Your audience isn't looking for perfection. They are looking for connection. You may have realized yourself that some creators blow up and they are not professional at all. Their website looks like shit. They don't follow any rules that any marketing expert would tell them. They have horrible designs, and yet they resonate with their audience. They blow up because they are in their authentic energy. They are not overthinking it. They are not trying to be perfect in front of others. They are just taking messy action. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to Rooted in the Cosmos, your podcast for all things spiritual leadership, higher consciousness, and New Earth vision. My name is Isabel Gloria, and I'm welcoming you to this brand new episode. I upload an episode every Sunday, so make sure to subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Right now, I am mainly working with women who are feeling called to start a spiritual business, to become a content creator, or to in some way follow a higher calling. What I often notice is that no matter who I work with, no matter who I talk with, we all share the same blocks and limiting beliefs in the beginning of our business journey, of our journey of becoming a spiritual content creator. So whether you are already sharing content online or you really feel called to, but you don't really know how to start and you don't really know what's holding you back, this video is for you. In my years of working with spiritual women who want to start a spiritual career, I've noticed 7 main energies that really block their success. And once they are in alignment and the limiting beliefs are cleared out around these energies and these energetic dynamics, things are starting to pick up. So I want to share those 7 energies that may be blocking your success with you today. The first energy that I want to talk about today is to idolize other creators. Whenever you idolize another creator, you're automatically putting them on a pedestal and you're putting yourself energetically below them. This creates an energetic imbalance, and it also lowers your own vibration and dims your own light. So what happens energetically is that an energetic imprint is being created that puts you lower than others and puts your success lower than the success of others. You're idolizing these people and you're automatically creating this imprint that you are not as good as them, not as worthy as them. This energetic imprint tells you that you are not on the same level. And every time you see these creators post amazing content or have success in their business, this belief solidifies and you actually start to believe that you are not on the same level with them and that you will possibly never get there. This is especially damaging because it's like a domino effect. You start to compare yourself with others. You start to feel shitty whenever you open social media. You start to question yourself. You start to not like what you post anymore because you always have this energetic imprint of, I'm lower than these people I see online. I'm on another level and they are on another league than I am. Which is not true, but it is an energetic thing that happens and that makes you believe that this is the case. And it also manifests itself in you feeling bad about everything that has to do with your desired career, social media, posting, yourself, like all the things you need to be in alignment with your self-image, with your relationship to social media, with how you like to express yourself. All of these things are getting damaged by the belief that you are not on the same level as others. So the first thing you need to do to shift that is to start telling yourself that you are on the same level as other creators. They have started from zero just like you did. They have also gone through all of these stages that you are currently in to get where they are today. They haven't been born as successful spiritual creators, as successful coaches, as successful spiritual guides. They have not been born like this. They've worked their way up there, and it's just as possible for you as it was for them. Instead of idolizing them, start seeing them as mirrors of opportunity. They show you what is possible if you stay committed to your vision and if you keep working on it. They are the physical proof that it can work. It would be way worse if there was no one to look up to, because that would make you feel like your dream is not achievable. But you have the proof right in front of you. You just need to use this proof to help you and not to dim your light. Everyone you're looking up to, their success is just an example of what's available for you. As a light worker, you have a very unique path and a unique energy, and not everybody will resonate with that. Everybody resonates with someone else. Every teacher has their students, and every student finds their teacher. So it doesn't matter if you have another audience than the people you're looking up to, or if you're attracting different kinds of people. You have to find your place in this world, in this industry, and see everyone around you that has success not as a proof that you're not as good as them, but as proof and an example of what is achievable and very possible for yourself. Something that becomes a topic more often than not when I start working with a new client is that they start to complain about algorithms, about shadow bans, about lack of engagement, all these external things that are sometimes really stressing us. I'm not saying that this is not valid. It can be really stressful if you're putting in a lot of energy and you see no progress. Just because the algorithm doesn't really put out your content, or just because there are things happening on the outside that you cannot really do anything about. It is frustrating and it is valid to feel that way, but we cannot fall into this victimhood mentality and complain all the time and even feel disadvantaged compared to others. That is a very low vibration and that is signaling the wrong things. When you find yourself constantly complaining about things like algorithms, shadow bans, content not being played out to others, or lack of engagement, you direct your energy to something on the outside. Instead of focusing on your work and making that better and more valuable and even putting in more energy into what you do, you focus on something external and you start believing that external forces are able to hinder your success and to keep you from succeeding. This is a very dangerous mindset because it keeps you in a loop of frustration and feeling like something externally is holding you back from your own success. And you start believing that external forces have any power over you. Energetically, that keeps you in a very low vibration and it hinders your growth and it also dims your co creative potential. We are all co creators. We have a collective reality and we cannot create or control everything that's happening, but we are all contributing to co-creating this reality. And there's different circles. There is a larger collective, there is a smaller collective, the people around you, and there's a very, very small collective, which is your life and your immediate surroundings. And you have power, a certain degree of power over how your immediate circle is manifesting in the reality that you're living in. So whenever you are putting out a certain frequency, a certain energy, it reflects in your immediate surroundings. Now imagine that your belief and therefore also your energy and your frequency tells your surroundings and the reality that you create that something on the outside hinders your growth and that something external has control over whether you are successful or not. That can actually end up manifesting in your reality. And rather than just dealing with algorithms and lack of engagement, you are dealing with stuff in your life that comes up that keeps you from focusing on your business, that distracts you, or that makes it hard for you to focus on your business and on your purpose, on your higher calling. So stop believing that anything on the outside can hinder your growth. Instead of focusing what isn't working and what is blocking you externally from growing and from succeeding, you have to realign with your inner power. The universe responds to frequency, to energy. So whenever you believe in yourself and in your success and you trust that it will all happen in divine timing and that when you put energy in, the energy will come back to you, that is when things will start to align and pick up. When you radiate self belief and you really focus on your purpose, the opportunities, the clients, the audience, and the results will come with that. Energy flows where attention goes, always. The next energy is something that you may be doing without even realizing it. Especially if you've been in your business for a couple of years or you started sharing content a couple of years ago and you haven't seen a significant growth, this could be why. What is happening is that you may believe in yourself on some level, but deep down, you don't fully allow yourself to believe in your biggest vision, in the dream life that you actually want to live, the life you actually want to attract for yourself, the business you actually want to hold, the lifestyle you actually want to live. You have that in mind and it is a vision of yours, but something tells you that you can only have a downgraded version of that very vision. It's not going to be the thing. It's going to be a version of that, but you don't fully believe that you really can have what you truly want. Unconsciously, you are settling for a smaller, safer version of what you actually want. This can be due to many reasons. It can be the fear of success, the fear of actually holding such a big vision and actually being committed to it. It can also be a completely subconscious pattern because you've been brought up that way. Maybe your parents told you, don't dream too big, or you'll be disappointed, or it's better to expect the worst so you're not surprised if it actually happens, or you're happy that it turns out better than you thought. Limiting beliefs like this can create this subconscious expectation of not getting what you truly want, but you've worked enough on yourself to believe that you can have a version of that. Energetically, you are sending mixed signals into the universe. You are telling the universe that you are not ready and that you don't deserve the full expansion of your desires. As a result of that, you may manifest a smaller version of the success that you're actually capable of. It doesn't mean that you don't have the potential. It doesn't mean that you're not capable of more if you've been struggling your way around in this field, in this industry for a couple of years. It could be that you're expecting just a downgraded version of what others have, of what you truly want, of what is achievable for other coaches in your reality, in your worldview of how your business has to succeed or is supposed to succeed. What you can do about this is to dream without limits. Whenever you get this feeling of, okay, I'm believing in myself and I have this vision, but a feeling inside of me tells me I can only have a diminished version of what I truly want, or like a smaller version of that. Whenever that feeling comes up, actively tell yourself that this is not the truth and align with the belief that if you have a desire, it is achievable for you. Train yourself to believe that your desires were given to you for a reason and that they are meant to be lived and expressed and fully realized. Have you ever created content and you watched it back and you felt like you're cringing so bad at yourself and you don't want to post it at all? The fear of being cringe or being judged, especially if you're still in the process of building your success, can really hold you back from actually succeeding. The reason why that is it keeps you from showing up as your authentic self. You most likely will dull or filter your message or play it down a little bit to not stand out too much and to not be criticized. So you're trying to please everyone, you're trying to be everyone's darling, you're trying to be under the radar, while at the same time, you're also trying to express yourself and stand out. Energetically, it doesn't really match up, and you are holding back a lot when you try to please everyone, when you try not to be cringe, not to be judged, all these things that we are so afraid of in the beginning. Energetically, this has the frequency of compromising. So again, it hinders your growth, it blocks your success, because success is an abundant frequency. It is a frequency that flows freely without any second thought, without any fear of cringing or fear of standing out. It is a free and bold energy. So when you're compromising yourself and you send out this compromised energy, you are no longer in your full power. You are no longer aligning with your authentic expression, which would land with people. This energetic compromise blocks your true essence from shining through. And that is so important that you have your true essence that shines through every piece of content you create, every offer that you launch, every video that you film, every photo that shows you. You have to express your essence and your energy. This is an entire module, like an entire couple of weeks in my mentorship program, because this is so important. We really have to get the energy right and express ourselves in our authentic, unique way to really land with the people we are meant to teach and guide. But when you are not fully expressing yourself, you are sending out a message that cannot resonate with your dream audience, with your soul clients, because they are meant to resonate with your core energy, not with a persona that you put up whenever you're filming, or not with a dulled down version of what you actually have to say, just because you're afraid to be criticized for your opinion, for your message, for the way you express or speak or look or whatever it is that's holding you back. As a light worker, your power comes from authenticity because it's all energetic alignment. You came here as a light worker because you have a mission to fulfill. That mission can only be fulfilled if you manage to channel your authentic energy and express that in a business, express that in content, express that in a way that can land with other people and that can be tangibly understood by other people. If you completely change that message, if you completely distort it, it will no longer resonate with your dream clients. It will no longer even land. They most likely will scroll past it because they don't feel your authentic energy in it. From a bigger picture that goes far beyond just doing social media and having a business, this is a soul choice. You came here as a light worker, it was a soul choice. Social media and the age of Aquarius and all this technology that's available for us right now is just a tool. But your light worker mission goes much deeper than that. It's not just about gaining followers, it's about fulfilling a soul mission. So you really have to be in your own authentic energy to fulfill that mission and to successfully complete your purpose here on earth when it comes to your light worker mission. Remind yourself that it doesn't matter what other people think. It sounds so easy and it may not be as easy for you, but the more you do, the easier it becomes. Whenever I have a moment, and I rarely have those anymore, I'm pretty good at not caring what others think. But whenever I have a moment like this, whether it is a cringy situation or an awkward situation in the supermarket, or people online that criticize me for my self expression, no matter what it is, I always remind myself actually, it doesn't matter what other people think about me. And immediately, I drop my shoulders, I come back into my body, I relax my back, and I'm like, yeah, it actually doesn't matter. Let go of the need to please others. The people who judge you or who misunderstand you are not your audience. The next thing is something I struggle a lot with, and a lot of my clients do too. It's perfectionism. It's a huge block in success. It's a huge problem for perfectionists like me and maybe you. Perfectionism often stops you from even publishing things. It stops you from being in a creative flow. It stops you from expressing yourself. It stops you from so many things. You may have a lot of drafts of content sitting there just waiting to be published, and you just never do because you feel like it's not good enough, it's not perfect enough, it's not the right time. You want to keep that for when you're really successful or whatever your excuses are. All of this is rooted in perfectionism. It's just blocking your success. It's not helping. Energetically, what this does, it creates the energy and the frequency of stagnation. Your ideas and your self expression is energetically stuck in limbo. And you can imagine that this doesn't flow freely. If you're stuck in limbo, you're stuck. So when you hold the belief that something has to be perfect before it can be shared with the world, you are keeping yourself energetically in a state of limbo and stagnation. You are not allowing yourself to flourish and create and attract this success and abundance because you're constantly telling yourself you are not perfect, and your constant desire to strive for perfection will never stop. So you are being stuck in this stagnation of not being good enough, not being perfect enough, not doing perfect enough work, not having perfect enough photos, not having a perfect enough setup, not having perfect enough equipment. Whatever your excuse is, you are keeping yourself in limbo energetically. So remind yourself that it's okay to take messy action. Only then you can learn. Yes, your content will become better over time. Yes, you will speak more confidently and freely in front of a camera over time. Yes, your webinars will look more professional in the future. Yes, your videos would look better if you had a better camera. But just because it isn't like this yet doesn't mean that everything you're creating now or everything you're capable of now is not good enough. You can only get where you want to be and only grow if you allow yourself to take messy action and publish things and express yourself in a way that doesn't feel perfect for you. That is the only way to get where you want to be. Another important reminder is that your audience isn't looking for perfection. They are looking for connection. They're looking for resonance. They're looking for value. You may have realized yourself that some creators blow up and they are not professional at all. Their website looks like shit. They don't follow any rules that any marketing expert would tell them. They have horrible designs, and yet they resonate with their audience. They blow up because they are in their authentic energy. They are not overthinking it. They are not trying to be perfect in front of others. They are just taking messy action as long as it's necessary for them to see the success. Something that may resonate with you is that when you don't see instant results or instant gratification whenever you publish something or whenever you launch an offer, you may feel like you're losing the momentum and you stop being excited about what you do. You stop sharing so much and you kind of hide a little bit because you are not getting this instant engagement, this instant gratification. This ends up in you not showing up consistently. And this is always bad for your business, for your light worker mission, for everything that you want to achieve. Whenever you stop being in flow and you don't post regularly, you're not consistent with your content, you're not consistent with showing up for yourself, you are energetically creating an energy, a frequency of stop and go, on and off, on and off. So you are blocking the flow and make it much harder for yourself to create the momentum that you want to see, to create this state of free flowing energy that creates a lot of engagement and lets people interact with you. You're completely blocking yourself from that energetically because the frequency of flow is being replaced by the frequency of on and off, on and off, on and off. That means when you give up too soon or take long breaks because the results don't come up immediately, that is when you disrupt the natural flow of energy, the natural flow of momentum building. So you hinder yourself from the chance of building the momentum, building the audience, building the engagement, building the business, whatever it is. If you are in this on and off energy, you're taking one step ahead and two steps back all the time. And it takes a significant amount longer to achieve the same things as if you were just consistent and trusted that everything will align in divine timing. You have to remind yourself, and you've heard that 1,000 times, I know, consistency is key. It really is true. And every piece of content, every message, everything that you send out into the universe, that you publish or that you post, everything is a seed that can grow over time, that will grow slowly, sometimes fast, but it is a seed that needs time to grow. And you need to constantly water that seed. How do you water that seed? You keep showing up for it. You keep watering it with new content, with new energy that flows into your business, into your audience, into the work that you love to do. Don't disrupt the energy flow just because you're frustrated, you're not seeing results fast enough, you feel like it's never going to happen. If you stop, if you don't stay consistent, if you are constantly in this on off energy, it is not going to happen. But if you stay consistent and if you stay focused on your purpose, on your mission, the momentum is going to build over time. Stay committed, even if you feel like nothing is happening at all, because the moment where everything is happening all at once could be just right around the corner. You never know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, how fast it is going to happen, that you see actual momentum and an actual breakthrough in your business, in your content creation, in your audience, in building your community, whatever it is that you're currently working on. Keep up the consistency to build the momentum. And you're also sending that out as the message and as the energy into the universe. The on off energy doesn't work. It needs to be a constant flow. The last one is probably the trickiest one because it's not as easy to resolve as other things. What may be blocking you is self doubt and low self worth, the energy of these two things. When you believe that you are not good enough as you are right now, you are creating a barrier between you and your success because the version of who you are right now cannot have the success that you desire. Energetically, you decide that this is another person. So, whenever you're telling yourself, I first need to achieve a certain look to feel confident in videos, I first need to lose weight to show up in photos, to express myself freely. I first need to become better at talking in front of a camera. My English has to be better before I can speak to other people in English. Whatever it is, there are so many things you may think about yourself that are not part of the version that you see as the successful you. And this is not only super damaging to your self-worth, it's also energetically sending out the message that you are incomplete. You are sending out the frequency that something about you is incomplete and something has to be added for you to ever succeed. Because your vision of who you are as a successful person does not match up with the person that you truly are or that you are currently. I'm not saying that a spiritual journey and also a business journey doesn't change you. You will become more confident. You will become better at what you do. But that doesn't mean, same with perfectionism, it doesn't mean that it's not good now. Just as you are, no changes. You want to align with the success that waits for you in the future. So you have to believe that this version of you, no matter what you look like, no matter what you feel like, no matter how good or how bad or how confident or not confident you are in creating content in front of a camera, whatever, no matter what that version looks like, she is capable of having this success. She is worthy of it. However, when you are sending out into the universe a frequency that tells the universe she's not complete yet, the frequency that is being created is resistance and waiting. You are in the energetic version of a waiting mode, of a standby version. So you are again blocking your success. You're blocking the energy flow and you are blocking yourself from moving forward and from growing and from getting where you want to be. This belief that something about you is not right to succeed keeps you in this vibrational loop of waiting, and it's blocking breakthroughs from happening because you are waiting for this other version to step in and have these breakthroughs. Energetically and from a bigger picture, and I'm not going to go too deep into this, but from a spiritual perspective, you are creating an energetic timeline that you don't exist on. So a fictional version, a fictional energetic version of you is having the success that you could have in your actual 3D life. You're putting all that energy into that timeline that is not activated, that is not real, because you don't allow yourself, as you are, to align with the success. So you are creating a fake fictional timeline where this success is energetically happening. You have to remind yourself that your unique voice, your message, your gifts, and everything that you can offer is already enough to start a journey that you want to be on to succeed. You don't have to change, you don't have to improve. You will naturally, but it doesn't mean that you cannot start from where you are with what you have. When you step into this delicious space of self-worth and self-trust, opportunities and abundance and possibilities will come to you. You will align with the frequency of these beautiful things. You will align with the things that you think you are worthy of in this other version, but you will align with them here, right now, in this very expression that you are currently. These were the main energies that are blocking you from your success. As you may have realized, I tried to describe them on an emotional level so you know what to look out for in yourself. And I also went into the energetics behind these beliefs and behind these blockages and why they're actually blocking you from a spiritual standpoint. As always, I hope you learned something new and that this information was valuable for you and maybe even activated something within you. Maybe there were some dormant things within you that you didn't realize before, and I really hope I could activate this within you. Other than that, have a wonderful week until next Sunday for a brand new episode of Rooted in the Cosmos. You can always reach out to me on Instagram or TikTok. You can also send in your questions or requests for topics for the podcast to podcast@isabelgloria.com. I read every email I receive, so make sure to send me an email if you have a request for a certain topic that I should talk about on the podcast, or if you have a question for me that I could answer on a new episode. Have a beautiful week. Talk to you next Sunday.